Welcome back, Potter fans, to the Show of Requirement, a Harry Potter podcast presented by the Gazebo Effect Network. I'm your host, Abby Tooley, and I am joined by my co-hosts, Spencer Price and Cole Harris. Unfortunately, David could not make it tonight, but we hope to see him again next week.
Three out of 4 ain't bad.
Right. No, that's pretty good, all things considering, with our craziness.
But we're back.
I know. Yes. Tonight, we are going to continue our Rewatch series of the Harry Potter movies by continuing with The Order of the Phoenix. I almost said two different names before that one. But I think I am probably one of the few in this podcast that actually like this movie. But we could talk about our opinions here in a little bit.
Oh, we will. Yeah, I'm sure.
I'm curious to know overall thoughts on this film from the both of you.
Cole, what are your thoughts on Order of the Phoenix?
I mean, it's not the worst one. Just movie quality wise, I'm just not a huge fan of the plot. Or Harry being Harry in this movie. And then there's Umbridge, so gross.
So do you have issues with the movie or just the story that it's based on too?
Kind of both.
Okay. I was not psyched to pop this one on, and I think it's just because coming out of the read-through, I did not enjoy it. Like it's been going down in my rankings steadily with each read-through, and I think the book is for slightly different reasons than the movie. The book is too convoluted. Like there's a lot going. It's a very long book, and it's a very long book to have a main character that you hate. I feel like they were like, remember everyone hated Rita Skeeter? What if we had like a whole book of that?
Oh.
And so I had that going into it. I don't know if it's the worst one though. I think we might be coming out of the worst one. Goblet of Fire has a lot of it's just, we talked about it, it's all over the place, and so I don't know kind of where I sit with this movie. I think there's some good moments in this, but I think they fumbled the adaptation piece a bit, where they kind of left out super huge chunks of the book. Like the book is called the movie's called The Order of the Phoenix, and we don't see the actual Order of the Phoenix more than like 40 seconds.
Oh.
And so there's some parts they did really well, and I think this is actually David Yates did really well in this first entry, but it also left out a lot of stuff. And I just didn't like the story, kind of like Cole. I didn't really love the story that it was doing anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I'm interested. I'm actually, on a positive side, I'm interested to see what they do with this in a series format and kind of a genuine reboot of it.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, that's like, if that even ever happens, it's very far away, probably.
Fair. Yeah, I will say I do agree with you, Spencer. The title is Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, but you don't get much Order of the Phoenix, which is disappointing because they're like a really cool group of people.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the Potter fans would also say there's not a lot in the book either, and I would agree. But there's still more. Like they're in Grimmauld Place for like a super long time in the book.
Yeah.
And you see the Order coming and going. When they go to St. Mungo's, there's the Order again. And it's more than just get Harry to Grimmauld Place and the final battle.
Right. Yeah, I think that's fair. I think I do enjoy watching this movie. I've probably watched this movie more often than I've watched like Chamber of Secrets.
People really like this movie. And so I think this is one of those situations where we have a different opinion of it than the general.
It's not making my top 3,
No.
But there's a lot of people that
but
really like this one and would put it up
Yeah.
there. I think it's a lot of people that haven't read the book.
yeah.
I'm willing to be corrected. I'm willing to be wrong about that, but I think a lot of movie-only fans put this one really high up
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
because they don't even realize that the book has Quidditch and
Mm-hmm.
other stuff.
Yep. I also agree with the fact that this is not the best adaptation of the book, just because it is leaving a lot of stuff out.
This is the least loyal one,
Mm-hmm.
I think.
But I still find it entertaining. And while, yes, Harry is grumpy for a majority of the movie, and
He's actually less
Umbridge,
grumpy to me than in the book.
yes, I agree with that.
That was a positive on my notes.
And while Umbridge, is a dislikable character that you have for a majority of the movie, she is so dislikable, but I also think of her kind of like a caricature. Like she's so horrible, she's almost funny. And plus, I love Imelda Staunton. So, also she's a dame now.
Yeah.
So
I think that's how we're supposed to feel about Umbridge,
Yeah.
but I don't feel that way.
And I mean, she's honestly a horrible person, but
Yeah. I have lots of notes, but as always, in our recurring segment, how about that Warner Bros. Logo?
oh yeah,
The Order of the Phoenix logo looks like aged metal, but it looks fakey, like
Yep.
almost plasticky. 2 out of 10.
I didn't think about going through and ranking the best to worst logos.
Logos. Oh no, I'm not ranking them. I'm just
You
someone's
just
got to write
noticed
that
this
down
one.
because I did not. Yeah, no, I've been mentioning each one. Sorcerer's Stone is one of the best. It's a 9 out of 10.
Oh yeah.
It is that classic gold.
Yeah, it's still golden.
Blind you gold.
Yep.
Yes.
So overall thoughts, we got those. We talked about some of the things we liked, but what were some more things before we talk about things that you didn't like still? Some things that you did enjoy about this movie.
Yeah. Listen, say what you will about David Yates. These movies are basically black and white from here on out. He has some great cinematography in this one. There's some shots, and I didn't write them down, which is on me. But the one I always think of is when Harry's writing a letter to Padfoot, and he's doing a voiceover, and there's this long, beautiful scaling shot from the Owl Tower over the grounds. And they do that. He does that a bunch in this movie, and how it pans from different parts. When Hagrid's like, "There's a storm coming, Harry. Better be ready when she does," and zooms out and does a nice cool shot. The shot of Azkaban. There's some really great CGI in this one.
Yeah.
For 2007,
That's
very
what I was
high quality. Yeah, 100%. So I really like the scale of everything. It made the world feel really big.
Also,
Super
can you
stuff.
believe that we're coming up? It's almost been 20 years since that movie was released.
That's insane.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Yep.
That hit me like a load of bricks. Like a load of those Azkaban bricks.
Yeah.
Gambon is back on with this one. That's a positive. He's not completely the Dumbledore from the book, but he was ready. He's the wartime Dumbledore. He does a really good job at that. But I would love to see, alternatively, a really chill Dumbledore, in the courtroom scene, specifically where he makes plush armchairs and just chills out next to Harry.
This Dumbledore's got style.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
But Michael Gambon's got style, yeah.
yeah.
Just always rocking it. But he's kind of he's a little back to normal in terms of Dumbledore, even though he's not in this one a lot.
Yeah.
Gryffindor Tower is full of edgy rock. That's just what they've decided the whole vibe of Gryffindor Tower is now. So it's the same Gryffindor Tower, but they're playing edgy, ambiguous punk rock all the time.
Yep.
There's only one extended version moment that I thought was worth the cut. When Harry and Seamus get into their tussle and he goes upstairs, it lingers for Neville for a moment, and he says like, "My grand says it's the Daily Prophet that's rubbish. She canceled our subscription." And so he kind of gets his moment to shine.
Yes.
And this is a positive, as much as I hate to say it. It still baffles me how J.K. Rowling made the most hated character in like all of fiction, and then Imelda Staunton, the writers and the whole movie, managed to pull off that hated character in all of her terrible glory. Like, it actually 100% nailed it on the head.
Oh yeah.
They couldn't turn her into a toad, but everything else.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, but at the same time, I like cannot forgive the story, book or movie, for making such an unenjoyable experience. But yeah, that was a positive for me. It's just how well they did that. The story grabs my attention a lot better. Like, I was kind of bored a little bit until Dumbledore's army started going. Room of Requirement was also perfect.
Yes. What about you, Cole? What are some things you really liked about this movie?
I really like the CGI, like Spencer mentioned. But the music for this one's very unique. It has a very unique style to it. The acting's all pretty well done, especially from, like Spencer also said, Umbridge. I'm not going to try to butcher that name.
Imelda Staunton.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Nicholas Hooper is the composer on this one.
Yes.
Him and David Yates teamed up for this and Half-Blood Prince.
Yes.
Yeah. And there was a lot of cohesiveness. Like, when I sit down to listen to this score, I listen to both of them straight on through.
Yes.
And Half-Blood Prince is a little better, but...
Yes, I agree with you. That Half-Blood Prince is a little bit better, but they do complement each other well. But yeah, that's what I really like about this movie.
Yeah.
Dumbledore versus Voldemort fight.
Oh, that too.
So good.
I'm pushing my wand as hard as I can.
I would also just like to say about this movie that the casting they did for new characters was great. Like, Luna with Ivana Lynch was a great choice. Natalia Tina, who's Nymphadora Tonks, was a great casting choice. Honestly, obviously Imelda Staunton was a great casting choice for Umbridge, but like, Kingsley, great casting choice.
He's so good. The kids too, Zachariah Smith, Michael Corner. They're glorified extras in terms of screen time, but perfect.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, very impressed there. Something that I thought was great about this movie. Any additional things that you want to add to your dislikes about this movie?
Last pro is Sirius Black.
I know.
All the way.
But also a Karn.
Oldman.
Oh, yeah. Also, can we mention Bellatrix?
Oh.
Another great casting moment.
Oh, yes.
Helena Bonham Carter. Great.
Like,
100%.
It might be blasphemous to say, but divine casting. Like, there's no... I can't think of anyone better in the world.
Yeah.
She made that character what it is. Where is it? I'm sorry. This is not a con, but it was a note that I wrote down.
Go ahead.
Two more funny things.
Yep.
Ron says, "Illuminating. What a load of waffle." And I totally missed that quote every single time. The first time I've caught that quote. But but that's like the most underrated Ron quote, at least in the movies. And, oh man, this is a cursed child, part 3 kind of quote. Isabel was watching parts of it with me, and as Snape is teaching occlumency, he's, I will prepare to penetrate your mind, as he just said out loud, prepare to be penetrated.
Oh no.
And that I laughed for like 5 minutes straight, like tearing up. It was pretty late at night, but I was
That's what
not
he said.
prepared for her to. I was not prepared for her to say anything out loud, and that got me.
At
So now
That's
every
good.
time I'll see this movie, prepare.
Deadpool's International Women's Day.
Oh.
Oh no. But yeah, cons. Cole, do you have any cons? You can go first.
No, not really.
No
Just
cons.
the only thing that I dislike about the movie is that the part that intrigued me most in the book was the Department of Mysteries, and we completely missed that fight at the
It's
end.
true.
That is my biggest complaint about this entire movie.
It's really
Yep.
shortened, yeah. I don't know how. I mean, this movie's 2 hours and 12 minutes. I
It's a
think
long
2
movie.
hours and 30 would have been more appropriate. It wouldn't have fixed everything, though.
Right.
I wrote down my grievances as I went. I am not the only one that holds this opinion. This is Daniel Radcliffe's worst look.
Oh,
He does not.
Did you
look
say
like
this is Daniel Radcliffe's worst look?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Second
No.
worst look.
I was like, that is
Second.
false. What a lie. I was about to
forgot
argue
what
with
the
you
last
really
episode-
hard.
The last episode we did was Goblet of Fire, and I said that. No, the second worst. He looks too old. He looks like he's 18, which of course he probably was.
he's so
And the
pale.
greasy, wet, sweaty, short t-shirt, Tom Cruise hair just really doesn't do it for me. This could well be his second worst hair. We all
I
know
don't
who
know.
the winner
I
is.
didn't like his look in not Goblet of Fire. Of course not in Goblet of Fire. In the Deathly Hallows. I wasn't digging the
Who
haircut.
are you? I
I
like the
know.
Hollywood hair.
No.
It works. It's great. I mean, it's better than this to me.
Can we all agree though that Prisoner of Azkaban's his best hair?
Oh yeah,
Okay, good.
Chamber of Secrets was way too straight. It was almost Bieber-esque.
And a little too long.
That one's bottom 3.
Yeah.
I think the bottom is Goblet, then Chamber. But yeah, this is just not his worst look. I wrote down the movies are breaking the statute of secrecy in summer scenes like it's their job. Just every movie gets worse. And then they make note of the statute of secrecy 30 seconds later. And I'm like, oh, stop. Just so little faith to the books. At moments, it's like obscene. Like, there's none of the confusion. There's none of the back and forth of owls. They don't have the Dumbledore howler because Harry almost gets kicked out in the book.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like there's nothing that can be done about this. I just noticed that I think Harry had hit like a late growth spurt or something, because he's like very. I don't know if they gave him lifts or how they shot things. In this one, he looks like much shorter than the rest of the cast.
Yes.
Hermione included.
Yep.
Yeah, and I don't know what the change was. Dumbledore kind of lays down and takes it from Umbridge with the divination stuff. But I really wish they had done the Firenze storyline, because that's Dumbledore's way of one-upping Umbridge. Like, he doesn't lay down and take it. So that was kind of a bummer. And then Ginny just didn't get much screen time at all. But I did like that Ginny was like clearly not having it when Hermione mentioned Cho.
Yep.
I caught that.
Yep.
And she like looked toward Hermione almost like, Hermione, you better not be leaving my team like that.
Yep.
But those were kind of most of my notes. I mean, I wasn't too mad about there not being Quidditch because Umbridge takes it away like 40 seconds into the book. But yeah, that was most of it.
Mm-hmm. I'll be honest, I'm not really a Grop fan.
I like that he's less ugly in the movie, actually.
You think he's less ugly in the movie?
Yeah. The book is like, the book giants are very far from human.
Yeah.
Those are
And
more
Grop
like
in the movie looks more like a gigantic toddler.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think just overall, I still don't quite get the point of that storyline.
I like it because it gives Hagrid some depth. And we learn more about him as a character. I don't think they use it in that way in the movie, though.
No.
It's more like this happened in the book, so we're going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But we're not going to do
and
a lot
it's
of other
convenient for the
things.
plot.
Yeah.
Is it convenient for the plot?
Well, for with the centaurs at the end, yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, that's a good pro for this movie though. Is the tell them I mean no harm. I'm sorry, Professor. I must not tell lies. I could have sworn that was such a well written line. I could have sworn it was from the book, and it's not. It is a movie specific line.
Really?
Really good stuff. Yeah, it is. That was like an alley oop, like right there. This is an early movie note, but Dudley running at the beginning just made me laugh out loud. Really good
It
stuff.
does look really goofy.
It looked really goofy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
yeah,
Petunia's outfit in the later scene when she's like fanning herself in the heat, she looks really goofy too. But
yeah, all three Dursleys are hilarious looking in this one.
With Vernon with the spoon in his mouth.
Yeah. I don't remember what episode it was. It was like a year ago or so when David was introducing all of us, and I decided for like 4 episodes that I was going to use Petunia Dursley quotes to introduce myself. But the one that I led with was the one from this movie. Teddy, darling, is that you? Yeah, I'm not even mad that she's not blonde or anything either. She's great.
yeah.
Cho Chang wasn't missing out on that date. None of us were crying about that one.
Nope.
Fred and George's escape is really great.
Honestly, their characters
They actually get
in
some
this
more
movie,
time. Yeah. I gotta watch their new show. I haven't yet.
I haven't either.
It's either gonna be really good or really bad.
I know.
Probably. Or sorry,
That's why
let me
I've been
rephrase that.
scared.
It's gonna be really good or really mediocre.
I was worried about it being cheesy. You know?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be cheesy.
Yeah.
It's just like, is this the good kind of cheesy or
Right. Like, I'm talking about the bad type of cheesy.
yeah. But the Phelps twins are fun.
Oh, yeah.
I'm interested that they're doing it and not like Tom Felton or Ivana Lynch, because those 4 are kind of the go-to Harry Potter people.
And Matt Lewis.
Well, kind of. I feel like he's the last on that list.
And
doing
Bonnie
his
Wright.
Leeds
I
United
feel
podcast.
like. Oh, I was gonna say, I feel like anytime they do something like at Universal or like, one of the parks, it's either the twins, Ivana, Bonnie, or Matt.
I feel like Tom is always there. Like, I feel like Tom is the third in that list.
I don't know. Maybe I just haven't seen him as often.
Bonnie went to a lot more things before she had her kid.
That's fair.
Understandably.
Fair. Right.
But yeah, Matt Lewis is fun.
Yeah.
He's kind of one of my favorite behind the scenes guys.
Mm-hmm.
He's got that great accent. The other thing that I wanted to say is we've talked about this before on the podcast, but the psychological bits in like Voldemort taking over Harry's mind and stuff, they did a lot better in the movie of showing that. And I think they just had more. This is one of those few times where the movie just has more tools at its disposal to express what it's like. And they added some stuff, but I feel like it added to it. Like Harry he was at King's Cross and he saw Voldemort just in the middle of what's going on. That was good. Like they use the sound effects and stuff when Harry screams at Dumbledore. And then of course the end scene where Voldemort makes one last go at possessing Harry. And Michael Gambon tunes into his truest character performance of Dumbledore, which is pretty much the one he does all the way through Half-Blood Prince, where they're talking about like it's not how you're like, it's how you're not. And I feel like that brings a lot of emotional resonance to the whole movie, and I think that's part of why people like it, is that it brings a whole story full circle.
Yeah.
And I really think that's why they brought David Yates back. Three more times in Harry Potter, and then more after that in Fantastic Beasts.
Yeah, I would agree.
Look at me saying nice things.
Look at you. I'm so proud.
I know.
That's how we know we're growing.
We're growing. Yeah, look at me. Look at us. Who would have thought? Not me.
Not me.
Oh, gosh. Any other notes before we go on to percentage of faithfulness?
This is the movie where, and I had to stop and mention this to Isabel, where they did really well in the cafeteria scenes of Ron just stuffing his face in.
Stuffing his face.
Like, I think I have a core memory somewhere back there of Emma Watson as Hermione going, "Will you stop eating?"
Yep.
And it's so good. And I said, Isabel, I'm like, they do it like every single time they're in the Great Hall.
Will you stop eating?
AJ, your best friend is missing. That's in the next one. Run around, you lunatic.
Yep.
Good stuff.
I love it.
Percentage. My goodness.
Yep. What would you guys give this?
Well, review.
Yep.
So we've given Sorcerer's Stone 84%.
Okay.
We give Chamber of Secrets 90%. Prisoner of Azkaban, we gave 81%. Thanks, Cole, for making us average at an odd number.
Yep.
And Goblet of Fire, we did it again with 63%. And I'm over here thinking, if we get Goblet of Fire 63, are we going up from Goblet or down? I don't know.
I was going to give it a 60.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like it's so hard because the books are getting so long and you just can't have everything in the movies.
No.
Well, Half-Blood Prince is shorter, so I know Half-Blood Prince is going to do better.
Yeah, but I was going to say, but the bits that they did adapt, how well did they do at adapting them?
I think at best I'm going to tie it with Goblet. At worst, it's mid 50s. But I think 60 is my floor. 65 is my ceiling.
I'll do a 62.
You're gonna send it below Goblet?
Maybe.
Goblet is a 63.
Do we feel like this is more faithful than the Goblet of Fire? Or
No.
Not really.
But is it less faithful than the Goblet of Fire?
A little
That's it. Goblet of Fire still had all of the big pieces. It didn't have any of the little pieces. And this one
has less big pieces.
This movie just has less big pieces overall.
Yeah.
So it's Order of the Phoenix is more like a ton of little pieces and the Department of Mysteries fight.
I'm gonna stick at a 62. Like 1 point below.
And Cole was gonna give it a 60.
I'll give it a 55 since you put it that way.
Oh my gosh.
I mentioned the Department of Mysteries. I'm gonna give it a 60.
Another odd number, you're welcome.
I think David would give it a 62.
60
So
well?
I think he would give it somewhere around a 60. Like more on Abby's and my side. So I think the average would be a 60. I think the Department of Mysteries is that big moment, and they did not do it.
No.
Yep.
But like they also didn't do a lot of little moments. And it's kind of like it's 60, but they get a pass because how are they going to fit this into a movie?
Right. Let's do 60 overall.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, okay, I think that's a good
60 plan. Overall.
I think
Cole, on record, you can keep your 55.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
But Cole gave it a 55. Yeah, I think Prisoner of Azkaban has an 81, and I'd be surprised if I didn't give Half-Blood a 81 also, or an 80. But I got to rewatch it.
Yeah.
And then Deathly Hallows is going to be high, just because they have 2 movies of time.
That's fair. What was the best acting performance in this film?
Ralph Fiennes is not in this a lot. He's not in any of them a lot, but I mean, it's Umbridge, right?
I was going to say it has to be Imelda Staunton's Umbridge.
Yeah.
It's the best acting performance. There's no way you could beat hers.
No.
She's so hateable.
Mm-hmm. She gets so much screen time, too.
Yeah.
So.
But I will say Ivana Lynch is Luna Lovegood. You know.
McGonagall's really great in this one.
That's what I wanted to throw up was
also fair.
Professor Trelawney, specifically the scene where she gets canned or sacked, as they put it.
Yeah.
I like when McGonagall and Umbridge are doing the stairs.
Yes, that one too. Yeah.
Where Umbridge tries to step up the stairs to be at the same height as McGonagall, and J. Maggie Smith just kills it. Not at all. Dolores and steps to it because she's so tall in comparison. But yeah, Umbridge wins.
Okay. Favorite scene?
Can I use a montage?
I was gonna say the Dumbledore's army scenes.
The montage.
Yep.
I don't like that they did a montage, but I understand why they did for the sake of time.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's good.
With the Patronuses and stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tugs at my heartstrings. A close second, if not winner, would be the whole scene with Dumbledore versus Voldemort and then Harry versus Voldemort.
Yeah.
Because that's like the emotional. Actually, gosh, Sirius is deaf.
I know, that was the other one I was thinking about. It's not my. It's hard to say it's my favorite, but it is really emotional.
Yeah. It's an important scene.
Yeah. And the silence,
montages
like
don't.
the
I think
silence
montages don't.
while he screams.
Yeah,
Is a,
I think montages don't count. Actually,
yeah.
I think we have to pick one of them. One of the other ones.
Yeah.
The
I'm
Weasleys
gonna.
exiting.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Permanently engraved in my brain. I blame Lego Harry Potter, at least partially.
Mm-hmm.
They're just like, just play the sound, just play the score, a whole game, all the time. I'm gonna go with, gosh, I'm like Sirius or Harry at the end.
You pick one, I'll pick the other one. That way we say them both.
Sounds good. I'll go with Sirius's death.
All right, then I'll go with Dumbledore battling it off with Voldemort.
That whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah. Favorite character from this movie?
Sirius. It was good to see Sirius not as a prisoner and semi-free, although he's not completely free yet.
Mm-hmm.
Never will be.
Arthur Weasley always gets good, and he's pretty fun in this movie. But I don't think he's number one. I think it's. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with McGonagall. Maybe. Abby, what do you think?
I love that we get Luna. I think she's a good friend to Harry when he feels like he's lost a lot of people who have rejected him. And not really rejected, but he feels like he's being pushed away by the people he loves. But she's there to be a friend when he needs one.
Yeah.
But I was about to side with Cole on Sirius because it's a good one. But I think I'll go with
not
Luna.
in it a lot.
I know, but I do agree. It's nice to see him all cleaned up and living a better life than in prison
or on the run.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna switch to Sirius also. I thought about the scene with his family tree and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Harry Oldman's just great.
His talk before Harry goes to Hogwarts was a good one.
And I said this last week, but Mad-Eye Moody Brendan Gleeson made a distinction between Barty Crouch Jr. Mad-Eye Moody and this movie's Mad-Eye Moody.
Mm-hmm.
And I appreciated that. I noticed. I know who my next week's favorite character is going to be, though. I will cry. I will weep. I might weep on this podcast. I do weep. I cry every single time I watch.
This is a safe space, Spencer. If you want to cry, you can.
I appreciate that. Yeah, Half-Blood Prince gets me real bad.
All right, boys. Time to rank the movie in the midst of the other ones.
So Prisoner of Azkaban is still at my number one.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
I know that. I don't remember what I did last time.
Did you guys talk me into putting Goblet below Chamber? I don't remember.
Possibly. David and I agreed. That's all I remember about last time. Prisoner of Azkaban. Chamber of Secrets. Sorcerer's Stone, Goblet of Fire, Order of the Phoenix.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do the same as Spencer, except switch Chamber of Secrets and Philosopher's Stone.
How British of you, Cole.
I know.
Okay, so I know the movie. I said the movie was not going to make top 3. It's only making top 3 for 1 week. But I'm going to go Prisoner. I'm going to go Sorcerer's Stone. I'm going to go Order of the Phoenix. And then I'm going to go Chamber and then Goblet.
I mean, Goblet at the bottom is fair. I don't know. That's the ultimate heel turn of this podcast for listeners that have been here this whole time is me coming around the Chamber of Secrets.
That is true. Honestly,
I
that was the
was
biggest.
a staunch hater of Chamber of Secrets for the longest time. I don't know what happened.
That was the biggest. That was the biggest upset of the season. There it was.
Yeah, that was the biggest upset of this of the podcast was me going, man, what a great book.
You're like, I skip it every time.
I'm pretty sure the first 10 minutes of every reader episode of Chamber of Secrets is, man, I'm having a banger of a time. I'll have to go back and tune in a little bit. I'm like, who is this person talking about this
What'd
book?
you do with
And then and then I watched the movie and I was like, yeah, Gilderoy Lockhart.
Yep.
Gilderoy should have been in this.
Yeah. We left out St. Mungo's.
I feel better about the 60 now. Yeah, that was a crime.
Yeah, the St. Mungo scene I had forgot existed until I reread the book. And then I was like, oh, yeah. But.
Yeah, I think I still feel okay not putting Sirius above Neville because Neville's best is kind of Deathly Hallows Part 2.
Mm-hmm.
But he is really great in this one. He's really not in
Yeah.
Half-Blood Prince or Part 1.
No.
Too much. He's really
He comes into his own in the last one.
Yeah.
So. All right. Final comments, thoughts?
Bring on the next one. I'm ready.
We're ready. Spencer's going to have a box of tissues.
No doubt about it. I'm ready for my heart to be broken again.
Again and again and again. All right. Well, thank you for watching or listening to our show. Make sure to subscribe where you need to. And if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to leave a comment on what you enjoyed or did not enjoy from this film. If you're on Instagram, make sure to check us out at hpotter_fanatics. It does still exist. Kind of.
Yeah, message in. We'll still chat with you.
Yeah, we check it. If you're looking for more shows from us, feel free to check out Gazebo Effect's other podcast, such as Fandom Right, the Star Wars Historians show, and that's pretty much it. There's nothing else.
Yeah, there's nothing else. David also, if you're an NFL person, I mean, I'm not, but David does a pretty solid NFL podcast that lots of people listen to. So you can tune in there for that.
Yep, Spencer and Isabel did not do anything together. So next time we're gonna
great project. We were a great team. It should have been Gail. A Hunger Games podcast. Hashtag why, because it should have been Gail.
False. Hashtag that's not true. Hashtag stop lying.
So good.
No, Isabel and Spencer are a lot of fun on a podcast together. I just hate the topic. So, actually, I love the Hunger Games. Hate the premise of their podcast.
Cole and Abby were on the podcast. It's so fun.
Yeah, I was on their podcast, and I did have a good time. Next time, we'll be bringing you the next movie in this series, Half-Blood Prince. Get ready to cry with us. Because Spencer will bring his tears.
And then laugh with us on the episode after that. But we'll leave it to be a surprise.
That's true. All right. Well, until next time, Potter fans, mischief managed.